Systematic archaeological investigation on the site began in the 1960s when B.P. Sinha undertook an extensive exploration of the Patharghata region on behalf of the Patna University in the light of available reports of previous explorations and the Tibetan accounts, and came to conclude that the mound at the village of Antichak within the Patharghata post office of the Bhagalpur district is the most probable site of the Vikramashila monastery. Subsequent excavation under the same authority resulted in the discovery of a stupendous stupa structure at the center of the mound with two circumambulatory passages. The stupa constructed on cruciform plan with an elevation of about 15 meter and a width of 100 meter. Provisions for installation of Buddha images at the four corners of the stupa were also exposed. Finally, Bhagwan Sahai categorically claimed on the basis of his analysis of some terracotta plaques recovered from the first phase of excavation that it represents the site of Vikramashila without any doubt. In compliance with the potential of the site indicated in the first phase of excavation, further buttressed by a previously published inscribed pottery carrying the Akshara V taken to mark the beginning of the word Vikramashila, the ASI started excavation at Antichak, located in the Patharghata post office of the Bhagalpur district. It would be crucial to put on record that Susan Huntington reports the discovery from the site of a very lengthy inscription on all four sides of a stone stupa base containing the aksharas Vikram as informed to Huntington verbally by the excavators of the site. After the excavation at Antichak initiated under the direction of B.S. Verma in 1971, it was Frederick M. Asher who introduced afresh the site of Vikramashila to the academic world in 1975. Owing to the most recent publication of the final report of excavations at the site by the ASI, incorporating as appendices also the major works on the materials from this site, the detailed archaeological profile of Vikramashila is now available. The major discoveries reported from Antichak can be now discussed. Based on a horizontal layout over the entire mound located between the residential areas of Antichak to the northwest and Lallapur to the northeast, the excavations revealed the remains of a stupendous monastic structure, embedded in a single culture occupation ranging from mid or late 8th century to the early 13th century CE, divisible into three structural phases according to the excavator. In order of underlining the different structural complexes, the site was divided into 13 segments called sites 1 to 13. What are these? According to the excavator, these were the main gateway of the monastery, number 1. Number 2, the postern gate in the northern wing. Number 3, the underground segment in the northeastern wing. Number 4, the central projection in the eastern wing. Number 5, the circular cell in the southeastern corner. Number 6, narrow passage in the southern wing. Number 7, central projection in the southern wing. Number 8, rectangular structural features connected with main monastery in the southern corner. Number 9, central projection in the western wing. Number 10, central shrine, which is the most important one. Number 11, votive stupa complex, again one more very important structural complex. Number 12, near the mango grove in the north, this was later excavated outside the main monastery. Number 13, Jangli Sthan, this is the final one. Of these, the first 11 belong to the organic plan of the monastic complex itself, within the complex of the monastery itself, while the rest 2 represented structures outside the monastic area. The monastic architecture at the site is again divided into 6 components: the entrance, the veranda, the courtyard, the monastic cells. The monastic architecture at the site is also divided into several phases like 6 components: the entrance, the veranda, the courtyard, the monastic cells, the exits and the central shrine. The entrance complex is further divided mainly into the outer and the inner porches and pylons, the last being divided into 4 rectangular chambers by 2 dividing walls crossing each other at right angles. The inner porch in fact forms the veranda, the second component, separated from the monastic courtyard by a raised retaining wall. The only noteworthy feature of the courtyard is a causeway connecting the main shrine and the main entrance beyond the veranda, according to the excavator. Altogether 253 monastic cells have been recovered from the excavations. These have been divided by the excavator into 4 types, namely general cells, projected circular cells, projected rectangular cells and basement cells. Of these, the projected circular cells, altogether 20 in number and located at the interval of 4.2 meter, appear to be rather unique to this site. The general plan retrieved from the excavation shows that the monastery at Antichak was about 350 meters square in profile. The central shrine at Antichak is a colossal brick-built structure about 100 meters square in dimension, surrounded by 2 courses of circumambulatory passages, as we had occasion to note already. It would be relevant here to cite the excavator's remark on the architecture of the monument. I quote from the excavator's report. The central shrine, a huge square pile in the center of the inner courtyard, rising high up above the terraces, provides the pivot around which the whole plan of the solid monument was conceived. The wall of this solid structure forms a sharp square, and in order to probably relieve this monotony, provision was made in the upper terrace for a projection consisting of an antechamber and a mandapa on each face, leaving out a portion of the whole length of the square at each of the 4 corners. Thus, it has 4 antechambers on all 4 cardinal directions. Besides, it has 2 circumambulatory paths at 2 levels, including the ground floor one. The ground floor path is unpaved. There are traces of a few recesses for fixing terracotta plaques on the base wall of the first Pradakshina Patha. They are badly damaged and completely destroyed to the extent that except a few, nothing is traceable. To enter the main shrine, the excavator continues, provisions for staircase was found in the northern side only. One of the interesting structural pieces of evidence from the site is a complex recovered from excavation at the site 13 on the Dharohar mound at Janglistan in the vicinity of monastic mound within the jurisdiction of the villages Oriap and Madhurampur. Let me tell you that Oriap is also a site having an antecedent phase of protohistoric human occupation. We later discovered materials of Chalcolithic period from this site. This represents a massive 4.2 meter wide and 24 meter long brick wall with 2 corner bastions on projected foundations. On the basis of the composition of the structure consisting of architectural members, pedestals of sculptural pieces and even intact sculptures mixed with stone blocks and brickbats, the excavator rightly argues that it was built with material ravaged from the monastery. On the basis of a reference to a fort constructed by the Turks who were responsible for the destruction of the monastery, without any reference though, the excavators assigned this structure to the Turco-Afghan invaders who stayed there for some time.